Imagine you're at the grocery store and a bag of apples that once felt light suddenly feels heavy. Or maybe you're climbing the same staircase you've walked for years, but each step feels like a small mountain today. If you're over 60, you've noticed these changes. They're not just in your head, not simply getting old. What you're feeling could be the early signs of sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle mass and strength that accelerates with age. Here's the part most people don't realize. Sarcopenia is not just about muscles looking smaller, it's about independence. When your muscles shrink and weaken, daily life starts slipping away piece by piece. Standing up from a chair becomes harder. Carrying groceries feels like lifting weights. Even your balance, something you once never thought about, becomes shaky. The slow, silent loss of muscle is like a thief. It steals your strength, freedom, and confidence. And the numbers are eye-opening. According to the National Institutes of Health, nearly 50 million people worldwide are affected by sarcopenia, and the risk rises sharply after 60. What's even more concerning is how quickly this loss can happen. After 60, adults can lose up to 3 to 5% of their muscle mass every decade if they don't take active steps to protect it. That's why many older adults suddenly feel weaker within just a few years. It's not random. It's a biological shift happening inside the body. Think of your muscles as your personal retirement savings account. You've been adding deposits through daily activity, work, and exercise for decades, often without even realizing it. But after 60, that account is under attack. Withdrawals, muscle breakdown, happen faster, and deposits, muscle growth, become less efficient. If you don't manage it wisely, the account runs dry, and the cost isn't money, it's your independence. But here's the hopeful part, and it's essential. Sarcopenia is not inevitable. Yes, it's a natural part of aging, but science shows it can be slowed, stopped, and sometimes even reversed. Think about that. Even at 70 or 75, your body can rebuild muscle with the right signals and fuel. Harvard Health and Mayo Clinic studies confirm that seniors who combine proper nutrition with strength training can maintain muscle mass and live stronger, more independent lives. This means you are not powerless. Far from it. You hold the keys to protecting your strength through the foods you eat, the nutrients you choose, and how you move your body daily. Picture yourself in your late 60s or early 70s, still able to garden, carry your grandchild, or take a long walk with your spouse. That vision is not wishful thinking. It's possible if you act now. As we begin this journey together, I want you to remember that muscle is the currency of longevity. Protect it, and you protect your independence, energy, and freedom to live the life you love. And in the following parts, we'll explore exactly how to do that, step by step, with simple strategies anyone can follow. Think of your muscles like a retirement savings account. Every dollar you put in grows quickly with interest when you're young, but after 60, that account slows down. Deposits don't grow as much, and withdrawals happen faster. That's precisely what happens inside your body. Even if you eat the same foods or move the same way you always did, your muscles no longer respond as efficiently. This slowdown has a name: anabolic resistance. Anabolic resistance means your body becomes less sensitive to the signals that tell it to build muscle. When you were 30, a modest portion of protein was enough to trigger muscle repair and growth. But in your 60s and beyond, that same portion acts like water dripping onto a dry sponge that doesn't absorb well. You need higher quality proteins and often more to send the same build muscle signal. If you don't adjust, muscle breakdown starts winning the race. Hormones are another significant factor. Growth-friendly hormones like testosterone, growth hormone, and IGF-1 naturally decline as we age. At the same time, cortisol, the stress hormone, tends to creep higher. Think of these hormones as the managers of your muscle building factory. When they're young and energetic, the factory runs smoothly. However, with fewer managers on the floor and more stress in the system, the whole operation slows down. The result? Building and maintaining muscle becomes a much bigger challenge. Lifestyle plays a huge role too. Many older adults reduce their physical activity, sometimes because of joint pain, illness, or fear of injury. But here's the catch. When you stop moving, your muscles stop receiving the message that they're needed. The body, ever efficient, begins breaking them down. And this use it or lose it process can happen quickly. Research shows that just 2 to 3 weeks of inactivity can lead to noticeable strength loss in seniors. Let's take Robert, a 67-year-old retired accountant. For most of his career, he sat at a desk. After retiring, he slowed down even more because of knee pain. Within a year, he noticed his legs felt weak and his balance was off. His story is not unusual. It's what happens when inactivity and aging biology collide. Nutrition gaps make matters worse. Older adults often eat less because of reduced appetite, digestive changes, or simply habit. But the truth is, your need for protein doesn't shrink with age, it increases. According to the NIH, nearly 40% of adults over 60 don't get enough protein daily. Add common deficiencies of vitamin D, magnesium, and omega-3 fatty acids, and the body doesn't have the raw materials needed to build or repair muscle. All these forces, anabolic resistance, hormone shifts, inactivity, and poor nutrition, create the perfect storm for muscle loss after 60. But here's the silver lining. Each of these can be influenced. With smarter eating, more movement, and targeted nutrients, you can slow down, and in some cases, reverse this decline. The bottom line? Muscle loss isn't just an unavoidable side effect of aging, it's a battle you can fight. And the earlier you recognize these causes, the more power you have to protect your strength and independence. It's easy to think of muscle loss as a cosmetic issue. Your arms look thinner or your legs don't seem toned. But sarcopenia isn't about looks. It's about the way your life changes when strength slips away. Picture this. You wake up in the morning, sit on the edge of your bed, and suddenly realize it takes effort to stand up. Carrying laundry up the stairs feels like running a marathon. Even something as simple as getting out of a chair at a restaurant becomes a struggle. That's what sarcopenia does. It quietly turns everyday tasks into hurdles. And the risks don't stop there. Weak muscles affect your balance. Without strong legs and a steady core, your body struggles to stabilize itself. This makes falls much more likely and is not a minor concern. According to Harvard Health, 1 in 3 adults over the age of 65 falls each year, and falls are a leading cause of hospitalization among older adults. When muscles are weak, recovery from these injuries takes longer, and sometimes independence is never fully regained. Take the story of Margaret, a 72-year-old grandmother. She loved gardening and baking with her grandchildren. One afternoon, while walking across her living room, she lost her balance and fell. The result? A fractured hip. After surgery and months of physical therapy, she found herself unable to return to her old routine. The doctors explained that her underlying sarcopenia left her bones and muscles too fragile to recover quickly. What broke her heart most wasn't the pain. It was losing the ability to kneel in her garden or play with her grandkids the way she once did. This is the hidden cost of ignoring sarcopenia. It doesn't just affect your body. It impacts your emotional well-being and relationships. When mobility shrinks, so does your world. Social outings become fewer, hobbies are abandoned, confidence fades, and independence slips away. Some seniors even begin to fear leaving the house, worried that one misstep could change their life forever. The consequences also ripple into overall health. Weak muscles mean less physical activity, and less activity can lead to weight gain, insulin resistance, joint stiffness, and cardiovascular decline. It's a downward spiral. The less you move, the weaker you get, and the weaker you get, the less you want or are able to move. But here's the hopeful truth. None of this has to be your story. Sarcopenia is common, but it is not destiny. Studies from the Mayo Clinic show that with targeted nutrition and regular strength training, older adults can rebuild significant muscle, even if they've already lost some. Seniors who follow these strategies often report stronger bodies, more confidence, sharper balance, and better overall health. So when you think about muscle loss, don't just picture smaller arms or legs. Picture what's really at stake: your freedom to live on your terms. Protecting your muscles means protecting your independence, confidence, and joy in daily living. When most people hear protein, they picture a juicy steak, scrambled eggs, or maybe a piece of grilled chicken. And yes, those are excellent sources. But after 60, building and protecting muscle is no longer just about eating meat. The kind of protein you choose, how you eat it, and even when you eat it matter more than ever. Think of protein as the bricks your body uses to build and repair muscle. Each brick is an amino acid. Some of these amino acids are essential, meaning your body can't make them. It depends on your diet to supply them. When you're young, your body uses those bricks efficiently. But with age, anabolic resistance sets in, and getting the same construction going takes more effort. That's why seniors often need a slightly higher protein intake than younger adults to maintain the same level of muscle. Here's where it gets interesting. Protein doesn't only come from animal foods. There are powerful plant-based options that can support muscle just as effectively. Foods like quinoa, amaranth, and buckwheat are what nutritionists call complete proteins, meaning they contain all 9 essential amino acids in the right balance. This makes them rare treasures in the plant world. Take quinoa, for example. This small seed is packed with leucine, one of the most essential amino acids for signaling muscle growth. Amaranth, another ancient grain, is rich in methionine, which supports tissue repair. And buckwheat, despite its name, not wheat, is high in arginine, an amino acid that improves circulation, helping nutrients get to your muscles more efficiently. This matters even more if you've started cutting back on red meat or dairy due to digestion issues, heart health concerns, or personal preference. These grains offer a way to keep muscle strong without relying solely on traditional animal proteins. They're also naturally lower in saturated fat, which makes them heart-friendly, a bonus for anyone managing blood pressure or cholesterol. Timing also makes a difference. Research from the World Health Organization and Harvard Health suggests that spreading protein intake evenly across the day helps older adults build and maintain more muscle than eating it all in one big meal. Imagine a breakfast bowl of quinoa topped with berries and nuts, a lunch of lentil soup with a side of whole grain bread, and a dinner of grilled fish with roasted vegetables. Each meal supplies steady fuel for your muscles. Let me share the story of Michael, a 65-year-old retiree who cut back on meat for health reasons. At first, he worried about losing strength, but by adding quinoa salads, amaranth porridge, and buckwheat pancakes into his meals, he kept his energy and felt lighter, digested food more easily, and noticed less joint stiffness. The takeaway is simple. Protein is your body's foundation for strength at any age. And by broadening your sources, mixing grains, legumes, and animal proteins when you choose, you give your muscles the complete toolkit they need to stay strong and resilient. It's incredible how something so small can pack such a powerful punch. Quinoa, often called a super grain, is not just a trendy food. It's one of the most complete and versatile proteins nature offers. For adults over 60 looking to protect muscle and support overall health, Quinoa is truly a game changer. Quinoa is special because it contains all 9 essential amino acids in the proper proportions. Most plant foods fall short here. You usually need to pair beans with rice or nuts with grains to get a complete protein. But quinoa stands alone. It's especially rich in branched-chain amino acids like leucine, isoleucine, and valine. Leucine, in particular, is like the ignition key for muscle growth. It tells your body, it's time to repair and build. Without enough leucine, the process doesn't start, no matter how much other protein you eat. But quinoa's benefits go far beyond protein. Think of it as a nutrient-dense package designed to support muscles and the entire body. It's rich in magnesium, which helps muscles contract and relax smoothly. It contains iron, which delivers oxygen to your working muscles, preventing fatigue. And it's packed with potassium, which keeps nerve signals firing correctly and helps maintain fluid balance. These 3 minerals, magnesium, iron, and potassium, are like the support team behind the scenes, ensuring your muscle engine runs efficiently. Quinoa also offers something many older adults need desperately: anti-inflammatory power. It's loaded with antioxidants such as quercetin and kaempferol, which help calm the inflammation that can damage muscle tissue and stiffen joints. Less inflammation means less pain, faster recovery, and more movement freedom. That's why many seniors who start eating quinoa regularly notice improved strength and less stiffness in their knees and shoulders. Energy is another significant factor. Quinoa has a low glycemic index, which releases energy slowly and steadily instead of causing sharp blood sugar spikes. For older adults, that's crucial. Stable energy means walking, gardening, or exercising without crashing halfway through. It also helps reduce insulin resistance, which is common with age and can make it harder for muscles to use nutrients efficiently. Then there's versatility. Quinoa isn't boring. It can be enjoyed in countless ways. You can toss it into salads for lunch, serve it warm with vegetables for dinner, or even turn it into a sweet breakfast bowl with fruit and nuts. Unlike some health foods that feel restrictive, quinoa adapts to your tastes and habits. Here's a practical example. Just 1 cup of cooked quinoa provides around 8 grams of high-quality protein, fiber, minerals, and antioxidants. Combined with resistance training, that makes a real difference in muscle maintenance. The best part? Quinoa is gentle on digestion and naturally gluten-free, making it an excellent choice for seniors who struggle with wheat or heavy proteins. So when you look at this tiny seed, don't underestimate it. Quinoa is like a small but mighty toolbox: complete protein, essential minerals, anti-inflammatory compounds, and steady energy, all working together to keep your muscles strong and your heart healthy. It's proof that sometimes the most significant benefits come in the smallest packages. Protein often gets all the spotlight when we talk about muscle health. And it's true. Without protein, your body can't build or repair muscle. But here's the hidden truth. Even the best protein won't work correctly if your body lacks certain minerals. Think of protein as the bricks for building a house. Those bricks sit there without electricity, plumbing, and support beams. That's precisely where magnesium, iron, and potassium come in. They're the silent workers making sure your muscles function. Let's start with magnesium. This mineral is involved in more than 300 reactions in the body, and many of them are directly tied to muscle performance. Magnesium helps muscles contract when you move, and just as importantly, it helps them relax when you're done. Without enough of it, muscles cramp, twitch, or feel weak. It also turns the food you eat into usable energy, like the spark that keeps your engine running. Unfortunately, low magnesium levels are widespread in older adults. Studies show that nearly 45% of seniors don't get enough magnesium, often due to reduced appetite, absorption issues, or medications. The result? Nighttime cramps, fatigue, and weaker muscles. Now, let's talk about iron. If magnesium is the spark, iron is the delivery truck. Iron's job is to carry oxygen in your blood to your muscles through a protein called hemoglobin. Without oxygen, your muscles run out of fuel quickly, leaving you tired and short of breath even after light activity. Iron also supports myoglobin, another protein that stores oxygen inside your muscle cells for quick use. Low iron, known as iron deficiency anemia, is especially devastating for seniors. It can make simple tasks like climbing stairs or carrying groceries feel like climbing a mountain. Then there's potassium, one of the body's most important electrolytes. Potassium helps carry the electrical signals that tell your muscles when to contract and relax. It works hand in hand with sodium to keep your nerves and muscles communicating smoothly. Without enough potassium, muscles can feel weak, shaky, or prone to cramping. Potassium also regulates blood pressure, which supports heart health and endurance, two things deeply tied to staying strong and active as you age. Together, magnesium, iron, and potassium form a powerful trio. When they're in balance, your muscles contract smoothly, oxygen flows efficiently, and recovery after exercise is quicker. But when they're lacking, the whole system struggles, leading to weakness, slower healing, and more fatigue. The good news? These minerals are easy to get through wise food choices. Quinoa happens to be a triple threat. It provides all three in meaningful amounts. Add leafy greens, nuts, seeds, legumes, and lean meats, and you have a nutrient-rich safety net. For example, a quinoa salad with spinach, pumpkin seeds, and chickpeas is like a mineral powerhouse in a bowl. The takeaway is simple. Protein may build the muscle, but minerals make it work. Without them, your engine sputters. With them, your muscles fire on all cylinders, giving you the strength, stamina, and energy to enjoy the life you love. Food is more than just fuel. It's information for your body. Every bite you take sends a message, either helping your muscles stay strong or quietly working against them. And for adults over 60, two dietary strategies stand out as game changers: eating low glycemic foods and choosing anti-inflammatory meals. Let's start with the glycemic index, GI. Foods high on the GI scale, like white bread, sugary cereals, or soda, quickly flood your blood with sugar. That might give you a short burst of energy, but it comes with a crash. And over time, these spikes make your body less sensitive to insulin. When that happens, your muscles struggle to pull in the necessary nutrients for repair. This condition, called insulin resistance, not only harms muscle growth, but also raises your risk for type 2 diabetes. Low GI foods, on the other hand, release glucose slowly and steadily. Think quinoa, oats, lentils, apples, and most vegetables. They provide a smooth, long-lasting energy source, keeping blood sugar balanced and giving muscles a stable environment for growth and recovery. For older adults, stable blood sugar means fewer energy crashes, better exercise performance, and improved brain clarity. Now let's talk about inflammation. Chronic, low-grade inflammation is like rust slowly eating away at your muscles and joints. Over time, it interferes with recovery, breaks down muscle proteins, and worsens joint pain. That's why many people in their 60s and 70s feel stiff, sore, or slow to bounce back from activity. The solution? Anti-inflammatory foods. Quinoa itself is naturally anti-inflammatory thanks to compounds like quercetin and kaempferol. Add colorful vegetables, berries, olive oil, fatty fish rich in omega-3s, nuts, and seeds to create a powerful defense system inside your body. These foods help neutralize free radicals, calm inflammation, and protect your muscles and joints. For example, imagine a dinner plate with grilled salmon, roasted vegetables drizzled with olive oil, and a side of fluffy quinoa. That one meal supports stable blood sugar, delivers complete protein, fights inflammation, and floods your body with minerals like magnesium and potassium. Compare that with a fast food meal of fries and a burger on a white bun. Fast sugar, processed fats, and pro-inflammatory compounds that worsen muscle loss. The difference is night and day. What's exciting is how quickly you can feel the benefits. Many seniors who switch to a low GI, anti-inflammatory diet notice steadier energy within weeks, less joint stiffness, and even better sleep. The payoff is not just physical, it's emotional too. When you feel stronger and less sore, you naturally want to move more, which keeps muscles healthier. The bottom line? Every meal is a chance to either fuel your muscles or feed inflammation. By choosing low glycemic anti-inflammatory foods, you're not just preventing sarcopenia, you're creating the best internal environment for your body to stay active, resilient, and independent well into your later years. You can eat the best diet in the world, protein-rich, full of minerals, low glycemic, anti-inflammatory, but without movement, especially resistance training, your muscles won't get the message to grow. Nutrition provides the raw materials, but exercise is the signal, the loudspeaker that tells your body, we need these muscles. Don't let them go. Think of resistance training as construction work. Every time you challenge a muscle, whether with dumbbells, resistance bands, or even your body weight, you create tiny amounts of stress and microscopic tears in the muscle fibers. That might sound scary, but it's precisely what you want. Your body responds by repairing those fibers, making them thicker and stronger. Without that stimulus, your body has no reason to prioritize muscle, slowly letting it disappear. The beauty is that resistance training doesn't have to be extreme. You don't need heavy barbells or a fancy gym membership. Even simple exercises at home can spark remarkable changes. Chair squats, wall push-ups, and resistance band rows are powerful starters. Done consistently, they wake up dormant muscles and rebuild strength where it matters most: legs, core, and arms. One of the most important principles is progressive overload. This means increasing the challenge little by little. If you start with a resistance band, you move to a slightly stronger band over time, add a few more repetitions, or hold the tension a bit longer. These small, steady increases push your muscles to adapt and grow. Consistency matters more than intensity. Studies show that 2 to 3 sessions of resistance training per week can significantly improve muscle strength and mass in adults over 60. The bonus? It also strengthens bones, improves balance, and reduces joint stiffness, critical for preventing falls and injuries. Let's take Linda, age 69. After retiring, she noticed climbing stairs was getting harder and felt unsteady. Instead of giving in, she began a simple routine: 10 minutes of resistance band exercises, 3 times a week. Within 6 months, she regained her confidence. She could garden without pain, walk longer distances, and even get up from the floor more easily after playing with her grandkids. Linda didn't become a bodybuilder. She became strong enough to live her life fully again. Pairing resistance training with smart nutrition multiplies the results. Eating a protein-rich meal, like quinoa with beans or cottage cheese with fruit, within a couple of hours after training gives your muscles the amino acids they need right when they're most ready to rebuild. Adding minerals like magnesium and potassium helps reduce soreness and improve recovery, making it easier to stay consistent. The takeaway is simple: food builds, but movement signals. Resistance training is the language your muscles understand. You tell your body clearly by making it a regular part of your week. These muscles matter. Keep them strong. And your body will listen, no matter your age. Sarcopenia is real, but it is not a life sentence. Muscle loss after 60 may feel inevitable, but you can slow, stop, and even reverse it. With the proper nutrition, wise choices, and simple resistance training, your body can rebuild strength at any age. Think of muscle as the currency of independence. When you protect it, you're protecting your ability to walk confidently, climb stairs without fear, play with your grandchildren, or travel without limits. Every cup of quinoa, every set of chair squats, every step toward a balanced plate is an investment. Not just in your muscles, but in your freedom and joy of living. You don't need perfection. Small, steady steps add up. Replace one processed meal with a colorful, protein-rich option. Pick up resistance bands twice a week. Give your muscles the message that they still matter. So today, I encourage you to start one choice at a time. Because your most incredible wealth in the years ahead won't be in your bank account. It will be in your strength, energy, and independence. Stay strong, stay active, and make your health your best investment.